Right, hello fellas, happy Homebrew Wednesday to you. There's weekly catch up, see what's been going on, what we're doing. Been a busy week as usual, but Monday I got a beer mail from everybody's friend Steve Molson, Plot 42, and he sent me 3 beers. He sent me a rhubarb beer, and he's got 04 yeast, so I guess that's an SO4. The New England IPA, and a Yorkshire bitter, and I think that's settled enough. I'm gonna crack this Yorkshire bitter and have it now. And incidentally, he's used the PET bottles with the crown caps, which I will be recycling these bottles, and we're gonna have it in his Offbeat Brewery glass, which was sent to me from Mark Warburton, Crew Wolf, quite a few months ago. So we'll give it a pour. Now, the only information that I've got on this beer just try to force a little bit of an head out there, is that that's a lovely beer. The only information I've got is that it's the Yorkshire bitter out at Bible, and I've got the Bible here, and just give you a quick heads up, it's ABV of 3.8 if he met his numbers. It's pale malt, crystal malt, torrefied wheat, chocolate malt, and hops. You've got Challenger for bittering, and you've got First Gold for last 10, and First Gold again at turn off, and that's it. So I'll give it a taste, and if it's one I like, I can do it out at what. Right. There's not too much coming off that on aroma. There's a slight bitterness, hop aroma, but not a strong one, and it's not in your face, it's just subtle, and there's a little bitter aroma. I don't mean bitter as in bitterness, I mean beer, the bitter. You can smell a bitter, if that makes sense. Anyway, cheers everybody, cheers Steve. That's lovely. There's no harsh bitterness to it at all. It's just quite smooth actually. It's a little bit nutty, slightly toffee. I'd say it's got a medium body, or just under. What did I say it was? 3.8, so you could knock them back all day. Very easy drinking, very enjoyable. quite well balanced. Traditional Yorkshire bitter. That's spot on, Steve. Looking forward to trying the other two. So that's Steve's beer, and a very nice beer it is as well. Not done any brewing. We've got the American IPA. I've brought it in here now. It's finished. I'm just letting it drop out, but there's quite, I don't know if you can see it over there. There's quite a bit of trouble at the bottom. Maybe good inch, just over, maybe 1.25 inches. Trub and yeast and whatever else. And when I brought it in, put it on there, and I just cracked the lid just to see, you know, to have a smell. And as soon as I cracked the lid, first thing that hit me was a good strong smell of hops, but straight away it was followed by a sulphury, eggy smell. Not a strong one, but it will there. So hopefully that'll subside. I used what was it? An SO5 yeast, so I wouldn't think it's coming from yeast. I've used SO5 before and never had that. In fact, that's the first beer I've had where it's been a little bit eggy. So we'll see. I'll transfer that tomorrow, Thursday or Friday. I'll take that into a clean bucket, get it off that yeast bed, leave it to settle out a few days, and probably Monday or Tuesday, if it's alright, I think I'm going to keg that, because I was going to bottle it, but totally forgot. I've got my wife's birthday coming up. She's big 5-0, although she don't like admitting it. And I've asked her, what do you want to do? She wants a party here, so we're having a party here. So that's all brewing we've done. We're going to get that on a keg, like I said, so that I'll have 2 kegs then, pretty much full for that do, because I've got my Citra Pale and other, which is spot on. Really is good. Of which there's a tasting video to show you of that, which I'll put up probably maybe next week sometime. That's really all I've got to show you and talk about brewing wise as such that I've been doing. But I've just been doing a bit of reading in this British Real Ale book, Graham Wheeler, and there'll be quite a few of you who've got this, and there's a section that I found quite interesting. Now I'm gonna tell you about a little handy little trick to have in your arsenal as a brewer. Now, a lot of you probably already know this. I've only learnt it this week. Like I said the other week, I'm still learning. There's lots to learn, and if it helps somebody, it helps somebody. If you already know, turn off now. And basically it's just substituting hops. If you're going to do a recipe, and this only applies to your bittering hop, by the way, your first edition. If you've got a recipe and your bittering hop is whatever it is, Goldings, whatever it is, and you're going to change that hop for a different hop because you ain't got it or whatever, but you want to keep the same bitterness that the original hop would give, there's a little equation you can do. Because if you just swapped, say we're asking for, I don't know, 50 grams of Citra in the recipe, and you're going to swap Citra out for Goldings, if you just put like for like, that says 50 grams, so you'll put 50 grams, you're going to get a totally different bitterness rating in that beer. So if you want to give the same bitterness rating as that hop, you'll have to put a different amount in. Might be more, might be less, to get the same bitterness as that hop. Are you with me? So there's an equation to do, a little sum, and it's quite simple. I'll just put my specs on because I don't want to read it wrong bit. Basically, the quantity of the specified hop, the one that's in your recipe, you times that by whatever alpha acid it is. So it might be Citra and it's 7.2 and you put in 50 grams in, so you'll 50 times your 7.2, and whatever answer you get, you divide it by the alpha acid of the hop you're putting in. So if we do a quick turn this on, and we just go to calculator. So if we had a hop in his recipe and it was, like I said, Citra, and it's 50 grams, and its alpha acid is, I don't know, 8.2. So we'd do 50 times 8.2, and that equals 410. And then the hop we're replacing it with, it's got an alpha acid of 8.7. We'll divide that 410 by 8.7, and that gives us 47 grams. So you'd be putting 3 grams less in. I know that's quite close. They were just numbers I've just plucked out of my head. But you will find you'll get a bigger difference. You might have to put 20 grams in more, or 30 grams in more, or 30 grams less. That's just worked out close because the two numbers on alpha acids that I give you are quite close. So I hope that helps. It's just the hop in the original recipe, you take the grams of that, however much it is that's going in, times it by its alpha acid, and divide it by the alpha acid of what you're replacing it with. And the answer you get is the amount of hops you're going to put in with your substitute hop, and you should get the same bitterness rate. If I've explained that clear, probably haven't. And I think that's me. I just thought I'd add that in. It's a little thing that I've learned, and I think it could come in quite useful. Not much more. I just got a few more pump badges this week. JFB Citra, First Light Pale and Hoppy Pale Ale, Session Ale, another Session Ale, Now and Then, and a Horbury Gold, just dropped it, easy drinking Session Ale, which I'll go up from my bar with rest. And with that, I'll love you and leave you, and I'll catch you all next time. Cheers everybody.